Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we're tackling what's often called the first, maybe the most critical rule in, power dynamics. Law one, never outshine the master.
Right. And our goal here, our mission, if you like, is to really get under the skin of this paradox. Why is it that sometimes showing how talented you are, how indispensable, actually gets you, well, demoted or worse?
Not promoted, yeah. We looked at the sources for you, and they paint a really clear picture. And look, this isn't just dusty history about kings and courts.
No, absolutely not. It's about something fundamentally human. People in charge, whether it's today or 400 years ago, they want to feel secure. They need to feel superior, smarter, wittier, just more important. They have to be the sun.
The only sun in their sky.
Exactly. And what's really striking is how consistent the reaction is. If you maybe even accidentally make your boss, your superior, feel insecure about their own brilliance,
Uh-oh.
yeah, they will find a reason, an excuse to sideline you. They'll bring in someone maybe less bright, less capable, crucially someone less threatening.
Okay, so let's dive into maybe the classic example of getting this wrong. France, 1661. We're talking Louis XIV and his finance minister, Nicolas Fouquet. Fouquet senses he's falling out of favor.
Right, he does. And he decides, maybe rashly, to win the king back with this spectacular party at his new place, Vaux-le-Vicomte, a sort of tribute.
But it wasn't just any party.
Oh, no. This was a monumental error in judgment, disguised as like a grand gesture. It wasn't just a nice dinner. This bash basically inspired Versailles later on. Molière wrote a play for it. The food was insane. 7 courses, fireworks nobody had seen before. He thought he was showing off his loyalty, his competence.
Hold on. So Louis XIV, the famous Sun King, the most powerful guy in Europe, arguably, he actually felt threatened by a party. That sounds, well, incredibly petty.
But that's exactly it. Vanity. It's the soft spot, the Achilles heel, maybe, for powerful people. Louis couldn't stand being upstaged. Not in taste, not in wealth, not in just sheer grandeur.
So the party made the king feel insecure.
Deeply insecure. And suspicious. The fallout was immediate. Fouquet's arrested the very next day. By D'Artagnan, no less.
Wow.
Thrown in prison, tried, and spends the next 20 years in solitary. Gone.
So the takeaway is pretty stark. Fouquet trod on the king's vanity, maybe without even realizing the full extent of it, and Louis found any excuse to crush him.
And replaced him with Colbert. Jean-Baptiste Colbert. A man famous for being, well, let's just say, not flashy, very prudent, very safe.
Okay, so that's how not to do it, catastrophically. So for you listening, what's the flip side? How do you navigate this?
Well, let's look at Galileo, early 1600s.
Yeah.
He needs money, right? Proper funding, a salary, not just occasional gifts from patrons.
And his early approach, like sharing his discoveries around different patrons, wasn't really getting him that stability.
Correct. Then, in 1610, he discovers the 4 moons of Jupiter. And this is where he gets clever. He shifts his focus entirely onto one powerful family, the Medicis.
The symbol just happened to be Jupiter.
Precisely. The king of the gods. And here's the genius move. It's less science, more masterful flattery. Galileo announces these 4 new moons. They align perfectly with the number of Medici men in the ruling family, Cosme II and his 3 brothers.
Wait, he said the heavens were basically reflecting the Medici family's greatness?
He literally did. He turned a scientific discovery into this huge cosmic endorsement for the Medicis, linking their name directly to the stars, to these grand cosmic forces.
So he wasn't just giving them a fact, he was giving them cosmic street cred. He made them look brilliant by association.
Exactly right. He didn't challenge their intellect or status.
Yeah.
He used his own brilliance to make them shine brighter. He amplified their glory.
And the result?
Instant success. He got what he wanted, a full-time position, salaried. As the court philosopher and mathematician, he played the game perfectly. He didn't outshine. He illuminated his master.
So for you, the listener, the key image to hold on to is the stars in the sky. Remember, there's usually only room for one sun.
Right. And subtle flattery, discreet flattery, is incredibly powerful. How do you actually do this? Well, maybe act a bit naive sometimes.
Make a small mistake.
A harmless one, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can ask for their expert advice, or, and this is a big one, attribute your own good ideas to them publicly.
Yeah.
Suggest they spark the initial thought.
Avoid being like Senobiku, the tea master, who got too comfortable, maybe took his status for granted.
Exactly. Don't presume anything. But there's a twist.
Okay.
The source material we reviewed offers this provocative reversal. What if your boss, your master, isn't a Louis XIV? What if they're weak, a falling star, as the text puts it.
Ah, so if they're already on their way down.
Then the advice flicks. If the master is clearly failing, incompetent, maybe on the verge of being pushed out anyway, the source suggests you don't need to fear outshining them anymore.
You can even discreetly help things along.
Subtly, yes. At key moments, outperform them, be more charming, show your smarts. It implies that if your master is strong, you practice patience. But if they're weak,
Then maybe holding back your talent isn't patience anymore. It's just
yeah,
letting things fail, complicity.
that's the critical question it leaves you with. When does hiding your light stop being strategic patience and start becoming, well, part of the problem?
That's a powerful thought to wrap up on. Disguising your strengths isn't necessarily weakness if it's a path to survival and eventually to power. The core lesson seems clear. Make your masters feel brilliant, make them appear more brilliant than they are.
If you want to climb high yourself, it's a fundamental law of the court, ancient or modern.